The Three Sides to a Story is a pop culture podcast provided as a public service, but is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Three Sides to a Story or the hosts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed on Three Sides to a Story are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the view of any entities they represent or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact 502-696-5300 and ask Daniel Cameron why he didn't arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Yo, you are now rocking with Three Sides to the Story, the pop culture podcast for the people. They say there's three sides to a story, one side, the other side of what it really is. Each episode will tackle topics from three perspectives, try to get to the truth. It's your boy Tony B with the homies Rex, Cruz, and Aubrey. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Twitter at Three Sides Pod, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast. Subscribe, tune in, and turn us up on all your podcast platforms.
You're not rocking with the best.
Yo, what up, fellas? What's good with y'all?
Special headphones. Look at him. Tony B got special headphones.
Special headphones. for the hearing impaired out here.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Yo, look at this motherfucker right here.
Oh, that's the homie you were talking
Crip
about?
walking.
Yeah, the crip walking preacher.
It's a park? He be crip walking a park?
Yeah, I don't know what he doing right now.
Man, that's crazy.
He is crip walking. But yeah.
What on with it, though?
Ain't nothing, man. How y'all brothers doing, man?
Man, it's December, man. That's wild.
It is wild. Did y'all finish our Christmas shopping?
When is that again?
25th.
25th.
I was joking.
Like, yeah. You don't celebrate. You don't...
But the killer part, if you could actually see the reaction of both sitting here thinking like, the 25th.
Yeah. You don't fuck with Christmas?
I'm joking, of course.
Oh, I was gonna say you do Kwanzaa. What they do in Jamaica? Do they have Christmas in Jamaica?
Christmas.
Do they have Christmas?
Nah, like what do they call it though?
Christmas. What do you call Wednesday in Milwaukee? I hope Wednesday.
No, I didn't know if it was a different, like, Jesus or some shit like that. I just thought it might have been
Jesus
something.
with the dreadlocks.
The Caribbean Jesus.
Yeah. Haile Selassie, respect.
It's Christmas.
I didn't know. I had no idea, man.
I would presume just like everywhere, you got your alternates, right?
Yeah,
Alts, but it's Christmas.
So, like in America, they used to do like when you were poor, right? Or just back in the day, like the 60s and 70s, you would get an apple, some peanuts or walnuts, what they used to call nigger toes. I don't know if y'all know what nigger toes is. It's a certain, look it up and you'll find a nut. Pause. And then you would get you get fruit and nuts and shit, like in general. That would be standard. Was there something that y'all would do in Jamaica that was like a standard kind of thing?
They put like the fruits and nuts in baked goods.
And like a cake?
And cake.
Yeah, that's what
in your little bag or whatever it was, or it just be out for everybody?
Well, they have it at your home. You have it at your home, or they give it to other people too. But yeah, to your point, it would be like that.
When people come over or whatever on
yeah,
Christmas.
Yeah. And then
same in Sri
slice
Lanka.
it up and shit.
They put it's like a fruit cake with like marzipan on the top.
What's marzipan?
It's like this like kind of like a hardened icing. They put it on the top of it. But they serve it like they wrap it in like this, paper and whatever, and they serve it.
The shit that be like on honey buns.
Yeah.
The hood honey buns. You know how that little frosting be a little hard.
Yeah, it's kind of similar texture, I guess. Yeah.
Sort of, kind of, a little bit.
A little bit. But that's wild. That Sri Lanka and Jamaica actually have like a lot of similar.
Looking at
them island cats.
Yeah,
real quick. Speaking of 7-Eleven, your boy Jussie Smollett. Hold on,
he kind of from Sri Lanka too. No.
Yeah, he was from Sri Lanka. He is from Sri Lanka.
Cat ain't from Sri Lanka.
I think he is.
That's one of your people, not one of my people.
He went to 7-Eleven, right? Or was it like a?
He did.
No,
it might have been a 7-Eleven across from the studio.
No, it's a little further east, but it's right over here. It's over by the. The movie theater over there on like Chicago.
AMC joint.
With the Lucky Strike?
Right in that little area.
It's like right up the block.
Right, but if you know where, what's the name of the studio? The production studio, Beto. It's over by...
Cutters.
No, a block away from.
Oh, in
Cinespace?
No, Optimus.
In Optimus.
Optimus.
In the River
It's
East.
a block
The River
north
East
of
Arts
Optimus,
Center or
yeah.
whatever.
River East, yeah.
Yeah, it was right over there.
That's
Dude went
wild.
over there and
Didn't
bought
they say
it.
that 7-Eleven wasn't even open 24/7 or something?
I don't
that
even know.
I don't know, bro.
Dude, I thought it was this 7-Eleven right here across the street.
That's what I was thinking too. But
Nah, he was down closer to the river. That's a fact.
that's right.
He
Yeah,
was by the river for
because
sure.
he got
There's a
caught.
7-Eleven over there?
He got caught.
Yeah, by
supposedly
Optimus.
caught
By
up
River
down
East Arts Center across the
underneath.
street.
Like it was on the lower.
It's right by. If you know where Optimus is, it was a block. Think about it, Beto. If you had Optimus at the block party and you go one block
West.
no, north.
Right.
There's a 7-Eleven right on that
Yeah,
right
yeah,
corner.
I see
yeah,
it
that's
now.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's on St. Clair.
Yep.
That's right.
Because he lived down there supposedly. I don't know.
Damn, you knew where he lived. I mean, you were in
Late night booty calls.
I was like, man,
Gotta
I was
relax.
coming from Jussie Smollett's crib.
Damn, that's fucked up for Buddy.
yeah,
Not for
yeah.
Buddy, but that's fucked up.
5. He got convicted of, found guilty on 5 counts.
That's crazy.
5 counts.
You lied. But I guess what was the purpose of lying though? What was he trying to prove? Like
What
this
was it?
popularity?
They said, I forget. At
It
the
was
time,
something
they said
that had
it was
to do
something.
with like the show, but I don't
Oh
understand.
yeah, the show.
Like,
Like he wasn't getting
yeah, I don't
paid.
get it, man.
The same as like Terrence Howard and
So he faked that he got beat up?
something
Yeah, I don't
to
know.
like try to force their hand. I don't know how that was supposed to force their hand, but to basically force their hand and give him a bigger.
That's why motherfuckers need OGs out here, man.
He's wanted
Like,
in the streets, so
He ain't had nobody to talk to.
He looked
about
like he
this,
never
bro.
got no counsel from an OG in his entire
man.
life.
He probably
he
talking to
probably
his
couldn't
sister.
spell OG, Joe.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like he didn't get the right counsel, man. Because somebody would have told you, man, like, dog, don't do that, bro.
I mean,
it doesn't even make sense.
Don't do that.
the whole story was. I mean, like the way he like
Just lead the show, right?
the
You can
noose
just
and
lead
all
the
that,
show.
like, it was wild, man.
At that point, he was the hottest motherfucker, the hottest
Actor or whatever.
LGBTQ actor in the world. Really, he was. He was
He
like
was on the biggest show.
cat.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
the
he
biggest
didn't.
cat.
He didn't even need the show anymore. He already
Yeah,
used
he
it
coulda
as
walked.
as his like platform or springboard or whatever, right? So I mean, he could have, like you say, he could have.
He's
coulda
going to
walked,
jail?
bro.
He going to jail?
I don't know. They said they're gonna obviously appeal it or whatever, but
I mean, what would he go to jail for, though? I guess just curious.
so it
Lying
said
in
it was
court,
charged with
obviously.
6 counts of disorderly conduct on suspicion of making false reports to the police. So I mean, really, what's the jail time for that?
They're
You
gonna hit
figure
us.
he
They're
go-
gonna hit his pockets.
30
That's what
days.
they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They're gonna hit us. They're gonna
Community.
find us.
I mean, you look stupid.
30 days. You're right. Like
Now,
30
they
days
were,
community
but they
service,
were
something
saying
like
that they might could want to make like a
Example.
out of him because it was such a bogus.
I'm like, has anybody ever done that dumb shit before, though?
That's wild, man.
Nah, ain't nobody ever heard no
Right?
shit like
You know what I mean?
I mean,
that.
but,
Motherfucker, what did he say? He got chased. No, what happened?
He, like,
hold on,
jumped
let's-
by 2
What's the
African
story?
cats or
Like,
some shit.
hold on. So he. Let's talk about the story real quick, though. Let's figure it out.
Wait.
So he went to 7-Eleven to get food. If
He
I'm
got
not mistaken,
followed.
he got followed. These cats
yeah, he
caught him outside and choked him up with a noose.
and said MAGA. And
said
they were
MAGA.
Right, I forgot about that.
And
Nah, I don't
they were
think-
two
was MAGA a
African
part of it?
brothers. Like,
This is like Nigerian.
why would they say in Chicago? Like, too, like who?
MAGA
like,
motherfucker. You're like, what?
and put like
Cats
a
was
noose and
African
put a
as hell.
noose
Not
around
being
his
funny,
neck,
but
and
they
then
were
left
like
him
literally
with
like
the noose.
Nigerian cats.
Yeah, and then I saw they had like a long this is a 2-year-old case or something.
It was January 2019. It says.
Remember they had a picture of a dude. He was in the prison scene. Remember
TV.
when Chris Rock was on the show? Remember he was in the prison. He was in the jail. I think it was Chris Rock. And dude was over there in the corner.
The
They had
Nigerian
the
cat that-
Nigerian
Oh,
cat.
the Nigerian.
He was an extra on the show and shit. But
That's
he was
where
on
he
that
hollered,
episode.
you want to make a few extra dollars?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I don't want to.
He said.
Yeah, don't
that
judge me
they
on that one.
Called him anti-gay and racist slurs. Put a noose around his neck. Poured bleach on him.
Poured
and
bleach,
Then,
I
That's what
remember
it
that.
was.
And then said, "This is MAGA country," and they're Nigerian
In Chicago.
in Chicago, downtown Chicago. This ain't in the burbs.
Nah.
Like this is in the loop. Like
Yeah, this is nuts. All right, so weird question for both of y'all. Hopefully y'all remember. Y'all remember Tawana Brawley? Tawana Brawley was
That
the
name sounds
woman
super
around
familiar.
the time that Fight the Power came out.
okay,
It was a chick in Bedford Stuyvesant, I believe. And she had this. Remember Al? That's when Al Sharpton was coming to his rise, right? Like this fat Al Sharpton,
Big Al,
Yeah.
Big Al, and they carved KKK on her chest and shit on her chest, like boo-booed on her. And she made this whole thing. Al Sharpton like got behind it. She in the Fight the Power video. If you look up Tawana Brawley, she's in the Fight the Power.
The name
video.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knew who she was at that time. You know, I mean, this is 89,
80s,
like 89.
Right.
So everybody knew who she was, and it came out that she was.
Make that shit up.
Yes.
She made it up.
So,
Damn.
my question to you is if hypothetically we was all living in New York and we were all single men, and you had an opportunity or it came across, would you ever date somebody like Tawana Brawley, man?
That did something because she did something like that?
Yeah, but it's Tawana Brawley. Like, everybody gonna know who she is. They gonna know the story.
Right.
Yeah.
She might still be good looking. Who knows? But
She
would
probably
you?
won't
Would
be
you
taken
But you
date
say
serious,
basically
though.
when you step out with her, everybody like, oh,
That's
That's
her.
Tawana Brawley?
that's that chick that.
You almost probably couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We should see what she look like. Yo.
She fine. She be a nice side chick though.
Right.
Yeah. Side chick status.
Say after 3 a.m.
Yeah, side chick status. Yeah, I would definitely do it. You know,
that
Tawana
makes
Brawley.
sense. That makes sense. But yeah,
But it's
once-
the same thing though, right? Like
it is. I
you got to
guess,
think
right?
about like what your reputation is, man, and that's what Homeboy didn't think about. Like,
Yeah. The association.
I mean, to
That
do it
shit's-
so I mean,
oh man,
he did that shit so publicly. It was like you can't. It was going to get exposed. I mean,
What was the goal though?
I think that's the part that I'm confused
That's what
about. I can't
everybody's
figure out what
confused
bro was
about,
trying to
yeah.
do.
supposedly he was trying to get more money. That's the
On the
top.
show?
Yeah,
yes,
that's the top
I remember
narrative.
them saying something about that, but it doesn't really make sense. Like why that would give them more bread? Like, okay, you were a victim of a hate crime, so now we're gonna give you the
Right.
max contract.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that.
I don't get the correlation.
He didn't know how to read the room. The room being Chicago.
That's true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? He didn't know how to read his hustle.
Oh, on top of this, though, the crazier part was, well, not crazier. Additionally, crazy part was he also said that, that there was a letter, like a hate letter sent to the set of Empire before.
Oh,
this.
I remember that. Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
it was a whole damn. It was like a production.
You had a
like,
whole storyline together.
Yeah. So I think that's where the tie-in was with him trying to
With
get
the
more
work.
bread out of the.
It was some shit from work or
because
some
they
shit.
said because he had his letter sent to the office technically. Right? Like,
You better not come back to work
Right.
right.
We're going to find
unless
you in
you
the
get
streets.
$22 million a year.
You got to get it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just went and maybe hollered or had your agent put in a couple calls on that.
He didn't read the room, Rex.
Yo, but you see what they saying now too. Your boy Don Lemon might get fired from CNN supposedly. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, but basically they saying like, you know how Chris Cuomo got fired because he was basically like
He was like talking about his
doing
brother or
PR
something.
for his brother on there. All right. They saying Don Lemon was texting Buddy and telling him like, "Yo, you gotta watch
It's about to go
what
down."
you're doing because the CPD is onto you." Type.
He was texting Cuomo.
No, it was texting.
Nah, he was texting
Jussie
a
Smollett.
little young dude. Yeah.
Oh, giving.
And so he testified and snitched on Don Lemon in court. Like,
Oh, he's like the Don Lemon
said
was
Don
giving
Lemon
me
was
the insight.
yeah.
Oh shit.
You a fool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like people were going crazy on Twitter today talking about cancel Don Lemon, you need to get fired. And you know how that worked. Probably Mike could.
Right.
They ain't gonna follow. Yeah, they ain't gonna fire. They can't have two of those firings in a month, bro. That's like
Two main
they were
headline
back to-
cats.
Their shows were back to
that
back.
That is their headline.
Yeah.
They were back to back,
The
bro.
other dude
Like-
with the white hair.
Oh, Anderson
Wolf.
Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's.
I thought he was talking
That's
about
the
Wolf
lineup.
Blitzer. Nah,
No, that motherfucker got tenure.
I'm just
Right, yeah.
yeah.
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going
Anderson
nowhere.
Cooper, right?
That's a fact, man. But hey,
Damn.
Juicy,
Don Lemon might
Juicy,
Juicy might get. Yeah, he didn't fucked up
Yo,
the game.
bro, always
He
tell the
did.
truth, man, and deal with your outcome.
At least have a better plan than that. That shit was just whack.
Yeah, if you're gonna do whack shit, man, you gotta deal with your outcome.
I mean, you would have been better to go rob a bank. You know what I mean?
No, he wouldn't.
I mean,
No,
He
'Cause
in
no, he
particular
wouldn't
would.
have. No. You trying to set him up for the okie doke.
If he wanted that bread, that's what he was looking for.
He should have just quit, bro, and just be like, yo, kill my character off. I'm about to go to Lifetime TV.
Holla at 50.
And that's basically what I think they,
go to
that's what they did,
50.
right? They had to kill his character off anyway,
go to
right?
50.
I mean, dude's mad talented, you know? I mean, he can sing.
Right.
His sister was the shorty that was in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah. She was in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
She's
from back in the
she's
day,
dope.
too. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Well, she was mad spooky. It was what was the name of that? It was like Oprah. They was in the Bayou. Eve's Bayou.
Eve's Bayou.
She was a little girl in Eve's Bayou.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like his sister is the
so that's a talented family.
So
you know
he
what I'm saying?
definitely,
Like,
he fucked up the credibility.
Yeah.
And now his career is
For
done,
him.
right? Like, I mean, you
done.
can't.
Yeah, he done.
You ain't gonna get hired
I mean, you
by
can get on
anybody.
You know who gonna pick him up though?
E.
No, I was gonna say Tyler Perry. You know
Maybe.
Tyler will go get him and bring him on the BET specials for sure. He'll be on a Christmas special this year. Boy, the motherfucker gonna be singing and shit and all kind of shit. You know? Playing the piano around the goddamn
Fire.
Christmas tree.
Damn, yeah. That was a.
Damn, Juicy.
Dude had like a. Basically, had like your dream career at that point for him, right?
He's from Chicago or no?
You know what?
I don't
Actually,
know.
what's weird? No, he's no, they California kids because they've been in the business so long.
Oh, that's
Right.
right. But he was
California
living. But he was
kids.
living down.
Here
was
because
here for
they were
filming.
they were working here.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
working
Mad
here.
years, yeah.
Yeah, Taraji too. I remember where she used to live. Like,
But that's all the thing too.
She's from
Like, how
Cali,
you
too, or no?
like? Think about
I
who
don't
else
know
was
where
on that.
Taraji's from.
Think who else was on that show, right? You had Terrence Howard and Taraji. How
I used
you
to see
like?
them all the time
You're not
when they
going
were
to be in
filming.
that same pay
Yeah.
grade. You're not going to be in that same pay grade, even if you are the emerging star of the show. You're not
Yeah.
in there, Taraji.
And then in theory is what? It was three of the brothers about two, was it two?
Yeah,
three
there's
of them?
three
Three of them,
brothers,
right?
yeah.
So you all
Well,
in
you got to
this-
think about this too. The director, I can't remember his name. Beto, if you can look it up. But
I
the
think it's Lee
director-
Daniels, right?
Exactly. So you got to think like he probably felt some connection to Lee Daniels
Oh, yeah.
because they have the same lifestyle,
Yeah.
you know, which is cool or whatever. So he probably like looking around like, yo,
Was
you ain't
good.
showing me no love, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the hottest cat on here. Like,
yeah, that makes
you know,
sense. Like,
But then what's crazy about it, like he had problems, and so did that other kid, the youngest kid on that show,
oh yeah, who was like trying to rap or something?
Brashear or something like that. Yeah, he was like the rapper,
Yeah.
and then he got caught up for you know some wild domestic violence type. Don't quote me, but
I remember seeing
he got caught up
Something,
too
yeah.
on some bullshit. So yeah, you just gotta be careful who you surround yourself with, man.
That's true. That's true. Because that cat had a. I mean, he wasn't as. I don't think he was necessarily getting as popular as the other kid, but he was doing. He was in the New Edition.
Yeah,
joint.
he played
Yeah.
Mike Bivens.
Mike Bivens, yes.
He played
Yes,
Mike Bivens,
that's
but
right.
you ain't seen his ass since.
Nah, you're right.
You know who
Right.
else you ain't seen is the motherfucker that played Eazy-E that was on The Shy. What was dude's name?
Jason.
Jason something, I think. You know what I'm talking about? The kid that played Eazy-E?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on The Shy, and they called him out on some whoop, whoop, whoop
I remember that.
From the show.
from the show.
Yeah, several
and then
people
you ain't
said-
seen him.
yeah.
You ain't seen him since.
Jason
You-
Mitchell.
Jason Mitchell, that's it. Yeah,
Jason
you ain't
Mitchell,
seen him
yeah.
since.
Yeah, man.
Don't let your talent go to waste, people.
That's true, man. That's true.
Don't let
That's
your eyes
true.
see too big.
Right? Yo, so.
Then they fucked up.
Say what?
All them cats fucked it up
Yeah.
for themselves.
They did. I mean, not only fucked up the bag, like, I mean,
You fucked your career up.
fucked your career up. Like, you're not going to get hired again. Like,
Unless you
that's-
get on some like reality show.
That's what you want
yeah,
to do.
that's
You
what
know
it's
what I
going to be. Yeah.
Terrence Howard's good though.
Yeah, he kind of different.
Nah, Terrence Howard was terrible the other day. Y'all saw that motherfucker on the Versus?
Oh, he came
came
out for
out-
It's Hard. It's
What,
hard
did
out
you see
here
that
for a
shit?
pimp.
He
Yeah.
was rapping and
Or no,
shit?
whoop that trick. He came
He
out.
came out for whoop
Oh
that
no
trick.
fucking way.
No, it wasn't. I didn't see him. He did
Was it
Stay-
It's Hard out here for a
It's
pimp?
hard
Yeah,
with
yeah.
3-6 in them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like he had on the fedora, bro, or something. It was mad corny.
Sometimes it be going too hard.
He was like rapping a little bit, but then like it was
be
just
too
letting the
cool
track
sometimes,
play.
yeah.
He was letting
Yeah,
the track
like,
play.
you
the
should've never brought dude
background
out.
vocal.
That wasn't relevant. See,
Nah,
that's what I'm saying.
just
They
bring him
fucked
out
the
and let him sit
but
down on the
they
stage
fucked
or
up the whole
something like
the whole
that, you
versus
know?
thing is kind of not fucked up, but it's all you know what I mean.
So let's
It's
talk
definitely
about
not
that.
fucked up. That's
I mean-
not what I want to say, but it's more a showcase more than
It's been corny lately,
Yeah,
to be honest.
more than a battle for lack of a better word.
Yeah, it's been corny lately.
But let's talk about that though, because we were talking, with the Gucci and Jeezy, how there was so much tension in the room, and it was real beef and everything too. This was kind of a similar thing where, back when the '90s, Bone.
That was 2000.
3 6, in 2000, Bone 3 6, even Twisted. There was beef amongst all those about like who invented the style,
who
who's
hit that
originator.
style first. Twisted was like, fuck all y'all. I actually came up with that shit.
He was literally, his name was literally Tongue Twister, right? So I mean, but Bone was what 93, 94 when Easy put them on too. So I mean, that was around the same. Twister might have been like 91,
92, yeah.
So but at 3 6 was popping in Memphis
Probably,
before they hit
From
mainstream.
before, right?
That motherfucker Twister was on Jenny Jones. I think that's where he broke the world record. Or Ricky Lake. No, for real.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, but nah, you know what, dude? I never and I still cannot get into Bone. I
can't. You gotta be in the right mood.
I can't.
Same here.
Nah, I can't. Yeah,
I'm with you, man.
it's not a mood, bro. It's just a style. Like even when they was on the battle, like I don't want to hear you motherfuckers sing like "Goodness with everybody," and they trying to harmonize, and it's like, yo, this shit.
Well, I think, but the
this
other
shit
thing
don't
about
translate
it too,
against
They
3
don't
6.
come up
remember-
like that.
but
It don't come
when
Y'all
together
niggas need to
like
battle New Edition. So.
But when they first came out, though, before it got to like the Crossroads type harmonizing. Remember before that, like with the first album,
It's the
they were talking
first of the
about
month.
Ouija boards and like all kinds of like
Rugged Bone.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, but bro, that song,
Nah,
that song slap.
Pass.
Nah, that
Yeah.
song slap.
It's the first of the
First
month.
of the month, the Thuggish Rugged Bone were bangers, but the album, like people like
Then
they
they
was
started
that.
smoking jackfruit. What is it? Smoking jackfruit or some shit?
know.
Smoking jackfruit, smoking crack food.
Well, remember, there was like people thought that they was devil worshippers and everything.
That's what they was talking about.
Yo, I was
So
watching.
were they not?
Well,
Yo,
that's the
hey.
funny thing. But Busy was like shitting on 3 6 because he was like, "I'm a God fearing person," and y'all all talk about 3 6 and.
So what was the
I'm like,
crossroads?
bro,
When he
y'all
did the
were-
crossroads, nigga.
Yo, man, hold on. So in the NWA movie, I just saw it the other day.
You say you just saw it?
No, I
You were
I
watching
just saw it
it
again.
Yeah.
So when Easy was dying, he found out he had AIDS. Hold on, I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh on that. Knock on wood. Yo, but when Easy found out he had AIDS, Yella and Ren walked in, and Yella was like, "Hey man, I got that new Bone tape. You want to hear that?" He's like, "Nigga, no, I'm dying, bro. You don't want to hear something about some fucking Bone? Nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro." Like,
Bone.
I got that new Bone tape. Easy was like, "Yeah, I'll listen to it later." What? Fuck out of here, man.
But he did listen to it. He did listen to it. Apparently, I mean,
Nah, he didn't. Well, according to the movie, he did. That motherfucker was, he passed like a day or two later.
yeah, but he signed him. So I mean, they were on
He
his
had
label.
already signed him though. He was like, "Yo, I got the new Bone
He's
tape,
like, I got
man.
a new
Like,
joint.
Yeah, it's a new
yeah,
joint."
yeah, okay,
But yeah.
that's funny, man.
But nah,
Not
Bone,
funny,
dog.
man.
Bone to me, man, has been like, it was a different generation, man. Like, I just didn't understand
That was
it.
kind
It
of
was
regional, though.
It was very regional.
was
Like they had
regional,
mad love in the
like-
Midwest
And the West. I think, and the West.
and the West. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The East Coast obviously didn't fuck with it.
I don't know if down south fuck with them like that.
Down south didn't because they were riding with 3 6 and when they were beefing and everything, right? So like there was that down south. I don't think really mess with it.
Well, let me ask y'all this: like, what style that each one of those groups brought, right? So 3 6, Bone is still around today. Obviously, we already know what it is, but what influence do you see today in music that either one of those groups brought? Or which one is bigger? Who has the bigger influence on music?
I think they influenced Migos, but Migos will tell you
Who?
that they invented that trend.
Influence who?
When you're saying who did 3 6 and
No, either one. Like, who still has an influence in music today, like sonically?
who's still influencing?
Probably none of them really.
I don't think they. I don't
Nah,
think they have a direct influence, but I think it's like almost a residual influence on like you listen to when Migos came
Yeah,
out.
I still think 3 6 influences every drum pattern.
The
Choruses,
production.
how you do choruses. It's still
DJ
influenced
Paul,
by
man. I mean,
DJ Paul, like
who
who was doing their tracks? Was that DJ Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. See, I don't think Bone has any influence today.
No.
Like,
Not
there's
like
nobody that you can look at and be like, "Ooh, I can tell they were influenced
By that.
by Bone." I don't see that at all. that shit died where it died.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's true. That's true.
Uh-huh.
I mean, but you think about it though.
Well,
Bone they had the biggest song in the Crossroads. Think about how big that song was when it was out.
Huge.
But I guess the difference is to what you're saying. Like DJ Paul, that's the whole region. He was producing them cats, and he probably still is producing some of them cats, right? Somebody right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Versus who was producing their Bone stuff. Like you said, the West Coast niggas
We
in a
don't
way.
know.
But
DJ
we don't even
Unique
know
and those
who
cats,
was
like
doing
Right.
yeah.
That's
West
what I'm saying.
Coast
Them
cats,
cats might not even be doing music like that. Might not
Yeah.
be doing music.
And the
But-
Crossroads was a remix. Like that wasn't even the original version of that song.
Oh,
right?
see, I didn't
Like,
even know all that.
Yeah.
I
You
just
was
don't
on the
want to see
original
like
version?
5 or 6 niggas singing.
You and Soldier Boy was on the original version.
Yeah, man. We was the first to be featured on a Bone track. You know?
But something got under my skin about those dudes, man.
About
like,
Bone?
like it just never was. It just made me really uncomfortable, and it was just like,
The only one I kind
subject
of
matter.
the only one I could kind of like vibe with on the music side like was Crazy Bone more than Busy Bone.
which
and
one?
Lazy
I
Bone.
ain't know.
I don't
which
even know none of
Bone.
them
Who
cats
was
apart.
Crazy Bone? The one that started the fight the other day.
Nah, that was Busy Bone. He was always like the wild dude.
That was the light skin one with the long with the
Him and Lazy Bone were the light skinned cats, and then Wishbone was like kind of the bigger dude, and then Crazy Bone was the other dude, the other dark skinned cat.
the slim
Oh, okay,
dark
the
skin.
one that's chill.
Crazy's the
that's
slim
mad
dark skin
chill.
one.
Yeah, that,
Wish was
he had
the
the
heavy
double
set.
disc. Yeah,
You know what though? What I will say is that Bone walked, so what's the name could run. What's his name? The biggest independent artist. I think he's from Kansas
Tech
City.
Nine.
Yep.
Tech Nine.
Bone walked, so Tech Nine could run.
I fuck with Tech Nine.
Tech Nine's
A lot of
I-
people
I-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like he's still in that like weird kind of like. A lot of black folks don't like him, like, but if you like him, you love him.
He's got that. He's got a
Like,
very
it's that
niche
whole-
audience, but it's a
It got a
big
big
audience.
cult
audience.
following
Yeah,
too.
it's a cult following.
And that's what Bone. I think Bone was a. Y'all don't think Bone was a cult following? Y'all think
it was
like,
a cult
Tech
following
Nine
initially,
bigger than
but
Bone, but yeah.
yeah, but
Bone
the
is
Crossroads-
more
You
mainstream.
think? Hold on, you think Tech Nine is bigger than Bone?
Tech Nine has a bigger following
Tech
than Bone.
9%.
Bone is more mainstream.
he's had more
For lack of a better
longevity, and,
word.
and his sales, man, his sales are crazy. His album goes #1 when he drops.
And I know he sells.
Tech Nine got longevity.
yeah,
Tech Nine would almost be like
and he
a
sells
regional.
more merch than anybody.
And-
He'd be like
and
a,
let
I
me
don't want to
just-
say regional, but like a regional too short.
that's
yes,
that's,
yes, that's a
yes.
good. That's yeah.
And let me just make my Indiana plug here. There's one of the cats that
Z-
was
he
on
on
Tech
Zebo
Nine's last
label?
album.
He on
is
Zach
a white
Randolph
boy, is a
label?
white dude. Shout out my homie C
Ain't with the
Mob
Purdue.
from Marion, Indiana, from the crib. Is on the last Tech Nine album. Is in a video. Is in one of the Tech Nine videos.
Wait, who is this again?
Michigan City is
His name's
y'all
C-Mob.
states, right? Michigan City is Indiana too, right?
Michigan City's Indiana, yeah. But these cats are all independent. Like C-Mob's independent, Tech Nine's independent. That whole strange music,
That's
their
St.
independent
Missouri,
movement.
Kansas.
Kansas City,
Kansas
yeah.
City, Missouri, yeah.
And their fan base is
Nah, that's
Yeah,
definite.
they're nuts, man.
they got a big fan base.
Yeah, when I was in Dallas, editing like some. I was working at Common Ground. We was working on Nissan. We was editing commercials, and I was at a hotel downtown, right by what's the name of Lincoln shit? Marcus Grant Project. I was staying right next door to them at a hotel, and I went out one night and went to go kick it, and I came back and it was the hotel was full of like Latino brothers, right? Like they were probably Mexican. Full. I'm talking about like packed. And I came back one night, I sat outside, I smoked an L. These motherfuckers were smoking L's and we chopped it up. And they was like, yo, you went to go see the Tech Nine show? I was like, nah. Like,
Nah.
I'm down here working and shit. I ain't, He was like, man, like Tech Nine, they showed me
They
showed
had
me the
jerseys
shirt.
from top to
Yo,
bottom,
they had,
bro.
Yo, I'm telling you, shirts,
Merched
hats,
out.
pants, everything you could
Socks.
think of, bro, that was Tech
It's like
Nine.
Grateful Dead almost.
Dog, I kicked it with them motherfuckers probably from hypothetically, like say, like from 10 o'clock to 3 in the morning, bro.
That's all they talked about.
Tech Nine, bro. And we sat there and chopped it up. We smoked weed, and they, it was interesting, man. Like, cause his audience is what you want. That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you want those
That
folks that are like
fan base
loyal.
loves
Finicky
him. They
about
are
it.
ride or die for
Yeah,
him.
like-
Same with like
Regardless of
C-Mob and
whatever
those
he doing.
cats. Like
Yeah,
their fan
yeah.
base is.
Yeah.
When I say they rock with them, like bro, like I said, this cat C-Mob from Marion, he be on tour with Tech Nine and them, bro. These cats he's got people that got tats of his face on their arm. Like that's how crazy their fan base is. Like, that's why
people love Cuckoo Cow too, but I don't talk about Cuckoo Cow.
You do talk about Cuckoo Cow. You were saying my projects on.
Nah, but no, for real. Like that's what you want, man. Like as an artist or a creative or whatever, you want that loyal fan base that rock with you no matter what you put out.
It's like how the homie Russ, like we were saying earlier.
Yes.
He's like the new era of that.
Yes. Yes. So, shout out to that Russ album. Like, that new album is dope.
Yeah, check it out.
That shit is dope.
If you have people.
Tony B got a...
I just got a crash course on it real quick.
He also had a
shit,
quick
we all just got a
also
crash
had a quick
course.
verse on it, too, as well. Tony did.
Yeah,
check that out. Check that out.
CHOMP too.
It's a hidden track.
Also shout out to Tony B and Rex Cruz. They ain't gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all because they always want to keep their life a real secret behind the microphone. But young Rex just took a really nice position at a really nice agency. Market. God damn, based on you blowing my ears out. Jesus Christ.
That was a booty clap. No.
Yeah. Rex Cruz.
I be twerking over here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So Rex, we want to give a shout out to Rex for taking a really nice position at a really beautiful agency in the city, which is fantastic. And we applaud that, man. Give that brother his flowers.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then our guy Tony B also just took a position at a really beautiful agency in the city, doing what he does, but doing it a little bit differently. So it's going to be
Make it
But it's gonna be an interesting situation, man. I can't wait to see what these brothers do in these really powerful positions at different kind of agencies. Like everybody took a hard left in the last couple years. Like it was like exactly. Rex is doing a sign like.
Word.
So we all took a hard left. Only person that didn't is Beto.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. Stay where you at. But Rex took a hard left. Tony B took a hard left, and I guess the message is, and I want to hear from y'all, like, why y'all thought y'all did that, man? Like, why was it important at that time to make that hard left or make a decision that you made? We ain't got to talk about where you going or where you at, but like, why was it important for y'all to do that?
Strategic, right? So it's just
be real, man. Just say the money. Money was
right.
good.
Yeah, the money was good. You see Ian here with the new kicks and all this shit like that.
Motherfucker with the EV.
Yeah, his watch over here glowing in the gold.
You got that Rolex? You got that Rolex on?
Now he trying to
stun on us.
Yeah. Now he trying to cover the watch up and shit.
Shout out,
motherfuckers at a Bulls game every day.
I'm sitting there with your boy Zoe Ball.
Motherfucker got floor seats.
Man. So why you made that decision, Rex?
Zach Levine on the burner next.
Nah, with this to try, not to say, just to, I guess, it really was just because it was different. You know what I mean? In a sense, not saying just because it was different, but I mean, and I don't want to say like I had a couple opportunities, but I had a couple of potential looks, right? And I figured like for me it was, part of it was the longevity aspect of it, just kind of where I could see. I guess I'm pretty close there to the top, I guess, right? So not saying
you can't go too much further.
Yeah. And I guess not even being funny, but just when I guess if you're going to be doing it, if you're thinking about if you're going to be there for a minute, you got to still continue to grow, right? So I figured which out of the opportunities where I had at least the most space to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So that was A. And then I think the second part was that it was still different, or at least kind of a different perspective, right? So I figured that was at least 100%. Another challenge. So it kind of gave us some excitement.
Yeah. So y'all that's listening, man, listen to the jewel that brother dropped, man. Like, I think it was dope what Rex just said. Like, no matter how high you get, you always want some cushion, right? Like at the top. Yeah. You don't ever want to take a position where you locked unless you own it. If you at the top, ain't nowhere else to go. So you always want to have that cushion unless you own that joint. Like,
facts,
and that's a jewel. Like you always want to be able to, if you're going into corporate America or doing whatever you're doing, like make sure there's cushion, but also understand your
You need the opportunity to
your opportunity and your importance to
So I
what
think
they
it's
doing.
I think it's 3 C's, right? Like Rex said, hit the nail on the head when you were talking about the cushion, but also the challenge,
right.
The challenge too. I think, and the third C being complacency, right? Like a lot of times we get, especially once like people like us who've been in this game for so long, like you get, and even like Beto, like we've been in our industries for so long.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who we are, what we do in our industries. There comes a point where you get comfortable and you get complacent because you get so comfortable, and that's when I think comes the point where to answer your question, where you gotta think about making that pivot or that, like Rick was saying, that hard left, right?
Like, 2 left turns.
That left turn, because
do you think complacency challenges you less?
yeah,
Beto drunk as a motherfucker. He sound like Tony B.
I think it do make you less creative because you're comfortable, so you know you only have to do X amount to
excel,
to hit
to get through. Not even excel, just keep going.
To hit the check. You're just checking boxes.
I'm showing up.
You know
I'm just
what I'm
showing up.
Yeah. So I think that's where, like you were asking, Aubrey, you were saying why we took that hard left. Like what Rex said, I think is it. Like you want that challenge too, to do something different, knowing that you could still excel and thrive in that space, in a different space. Like it's a challenge, right? So it's stepping out of that comfort zone. Like complacency kills your dreams. It can kill your career.
That shit'll stagnate
the same
you.
way,
Fuck out of
Jussie
you.
Smollett, these cats be killing their careers.
Yeah.
Like,
I think complacency, man, like, and not on no bullshit. I don't feel like I've ever felt like I was in a complacent?
maybe complacent is not the
Phase.
right word.
No, it is. It is the right word, bro. It's like working just to make a
Just
check.
kind of
Just
roll.
to,
Like
yeah,
you're
you're
just
just
rolling,
checking the
right?
boxes.
You're rolling with the punches.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
doing
just
what
checking
You know the
boxes.
program,
Yeah.
you know the
Yeah.
formula. You're just going through the motion.
I do this shit in my
you just
sleep. I just kind of showed up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
you
show
just
up.
repurposing the wheel,
Yeah.
right? Like you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, the wheel.
Going through the
Why
motions.
we need to we don't need to create a new tool. We got the wheel. Just
I
keep
can
it
fucking
moving.
run 80% and do the same shit all day.
100%,
Right? Yeah,
yes.
save that other
But
20%.
Right.
I think for the folks that listen to us and what we saying too is that, like success is a drug, right? Or doing something that nobody in your family and your circle has never done so they can look at you and be inspired is a drug. And if you're not getting that rush or that drug, that's what drives y'all crazy. So I know that's part of why Rex made the move he made, right? Like he needed that new drug. You know what I mean? Like what is that new thing where I can come put my foot down and be like, yo, this is the move I'm about to make and I'm about to flip it on y'all motherfuckers, right? And I know also with you making your move, and talk a little bit about it, Tony, like you made a big transition, bro. Like you are known heavy in the PR world, but you also like was like, yo, fuck it, I'm about to go try this.
Yeah.
And that's another drug in itself, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But
so
I think to answer that, ever since I met y'all, I think that is what led me to looking at those other territories within the industry, right? Like coming, back in the day, coming to the office or with you guys and seeing what you were doing on shit that, Rex and I were obviously working on the same programs, the same brands, same clients and everything. So, but Rex and me were working in two different spaces. So I was getting to see what Rex was doing in the experiential space, in the production space and everything. But then I would come over to the office and see shit y'all were doing, you crackhead and people, in a totally different space, and see what Jeremy was doing in the social space. Like, so I think like all of that made me be like, yo, man, this ain't my box. Like, I never wanted to be boxed into PR. And like, that was, one of the main reasons I made the move I did was because, same like Rex was saying, me and Rex were talking about this all the time. Like, we were getting interview after interview, recruiter after recruiter, sometimes the same job. Like,
Yeah.
all right. And it was just, and then it turned into offer after offer, and they were coming in at the same time. We like, yo. And a lot of it was, do I want that about that complacency and that comfort level? It was like, man, do I want to stay boxed into this PR box and like everyone just be like, oh yeah, Tony B for PR? Nah, I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, like we always flipped that. So it was like Tony B for social media, Tony B for, with the Kenny Smith shit for experiential. So like I never wanted to just be boxed in, and that's why like I felt like I needed to step out of the industry.
That's dope,
the PR industry. Yeah,
that's dope, man. Like, yeah, I think it's important for us to make ourselves uncomfortable every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like every blue moon, like.
That's how you grow, man. If you're not uncomfortable, then you're not learning. You're not growing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's facts.
Yeah,
facts.
And then the quote is a little cliche, and I can't remember it for exactly, but it's like if you're the smartest person in the room, then you shouldn't be in that.
You're in the
room.
wrong room.
You're in the wrong room
Yeah.
or something like that. Like I never want to be in a room where I'm the dopest motherfucker. Like I want a bunch of dope motherfuckers around me to tell me like, yo, you should think about this differently. Or, hey, make 2 left turns right here. Like, tell me, you know what I mean?
I mean, I not to speak for Rex, but I think I can speak for you when I say this. I think that's why both of us went the routes, the various routes we went, because it was like we were the smartest person in the room on the other side that we were on, right? So now we flipping it to be the smartest person in a different room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like to get out of being like, oh yeah, we the go-to for everything on this, right? Like, that shit get old and play that after a while. And again, you get complacent. You're like, man, all right, shit, I can give you the most bullshit thing, and then you'll be like, that's gold. And
that's
then you're
the worst
like,
shit in the world.
I gotta ask
that
questions again.
Yes.
You know
right?
what I mean? Yeah. You gotta ask questions again.
Yeah. So
No, you good.
Flipping this real quick. Well, not necessarily flipping it, but we could wrap it, 2021 up, man. Like, I mean, the last 2 years have been kind of a blur, right? Like, what's your...
Yeah.
I mean, there have been
crazy.
Wins and losses. I mean, we just talked about wins. Like, how would y'all compare 2021 versus 2020? Like...
Damn, that's
an extended season.
Yeah, same but different.
That's like it's an extended season.
Yeah, same but different. Is that what you said, Beto?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like zombies was coming in 2020, bro. Like, remember like when you had to drive around to find hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
And they had
toilet paper.
Yeah. But I remember them little bottles that was like this big for hand sanitizer. Motherfuckers was taxing $19 for that shit.
Right.
Taxing people start making their own.
They started making their own. And then, like, I think the other part of it, man, was just like, I remember sitting in the crib, no bullshit. You know how, well, we don't know, but when you're in prison, you like mark,
the days.
Taking the time, watching the days.
Yeah. So I just started doing that just to see like how long it would be that we had to be locked in the house. And I just started doing that shit, dog. And that shit filled up a quarter of my wall from top to bottom. I'm like, yo, this is fucking nuts, man. Like, we are really in a pandemic, man,
In a pandemic, yeah.
So that 2020, man, was, you know what it did? It made us stronger. And it's also going to teach us, I think, a lot of us that are, wise and knowledgeable, how to teach our kids to be self-sufficient. You know what I mean? I think that's what we learned. Like, how do we survive with not having to be attached to going to work every day? How do we survive with, like, if everything goes haywire, how do you survive having some bank account, having some money, having some Bitcoin, whatever it is? How do you...
Now let me ask you this. Do you think COVID and the lockdown stifled creativity overall?
Nah.
I don't. I think it brought out the creativity. Because people
you saw the real ones. You saw the real ones come
Yeah. Out. Because people had to figure out how to still make it happen.
Yeah.
With shit, we fucking started this podcast.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, to me, like, as crazy as it sounds, like, it was one of the most successful years I had. I started a business. We started this podcast. I had a successful business. So, I mean, outside of that, like, you look at people like, that really blew up, like D Nice.
I would say, look at the ingenuity that came out of 2020. The ingenuity that came out of 2020 was amazing. We learned how to entertain one another from cameras and
we were on
video
different apps, right? What was the first app?
Clubhouse, House Party.
House party.
Yeah. I ain't fuck with y'all on that shit.
House party, FaceTime calls.
Yeah.
I always said I want to fuck with y'all.
Zoom
on that.
calls?
Yeah. But no, the ingenuity that came out of that, dog, you can look at right now, and it's a reflection of what we had to deal with in 2020. You think about it.
That's true.
You know what I
true.
mean? Like, why is motherfuckers buying NFTs, bro? Like, that's some dumb shit. Like, at the end of the day, it make money, but at the same time, all you got to do is make me a painting or a digital Illustrator file.
If you could hype me up enough to buy it, right?
You hype me up to buy it, then I'll buy that motherfucker, and then I can, like, flip other versions of it and woo, woo, woo. Yo, that's out of being locked in your house because you can't see art.
Because you can't see it in real life.
You know, I heard
right?
some of the craziest shit yesterday. I was in one of Logic's joints, and they were talking. It was his thing. Some other people were talking, and they were saying that they were basically going to rent cats NFTs and go to to Art Basel just so they can basically show cats that it's theirs on their phone.
But
I was like, that shit's crazy.
Like basically
just a stunt, right? There was basically cats were talking about that. Like how to make
Airbnb and
NFTs.
NFTs.
NFTs out there were saying, like, yo, when I go to All-Star Weekend, I'm gonna lease out Tony B's NFT, his board ape. You know what I mean?
That's wild, man. That's wild.
I feel like shooting a motherfucker in the leg for that. Like, yo, what is you doing, yo? I feel like blasting a nigga right in his fucking thigh. Bow, nigga, what? Man, get the fuck out of here with
You
that.
imagine if your father heard you saying that shit, right?
Like, yo,
I'm gonna rent somebody. What to do? What
to do
Right,
what?
right.
That's the show.
Can
I
you
can show
remember
them
how
on my
much you
phone.
pay? Yo,
Yeah,
can
think
you
about how much
imagine
you pay
telling
to
our
rent it.
parents?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Or your grandmother, like,
That's
yo,
what I'm saying.
Oh, we just bought a piece of property on
In the metaverse.
in a metaverse. It's not real. We can't live in it, but we got a real nice house over here that we just bought.
So how do you pull up? So where can I go visit? Right.
Goofy ass thing. But at the same time, we got to get with the
Yeah.
We gotta
of
get with the
course.
young
we're
boys and make
not
that
saying
bread.
we're with it. We're already with it, but just still meaning like, if you're so when can we go see this?
Bro.
Yo,
Somebody paid $100,000 to be Snoop's virtual neighbor. $450,000.
I mean, I guess if you can pay $450,000, what else do you got?
Yo, can you?
But
pull it
Snoop
from?
is
That's the
developing his
question.
own metaverse called the Snoopverse, right?
So I don't know if we know this, and maybe we could talk about it, or maybe get young Julian on the next call.
yeah.
But can you pull that? So if I do that immediately, can I pull that into liquid? Can I get my cash?
I think it's got a not transfer is not the word, but it's got a
You got to sell it and then
process.
Yeah, you gotta sell it. It's pretty expensive the way fucking crypto works.
And then to pull it out
There's
takes
like
a while.
there's high gas fees and
Yeah.
everything.
The gas fees, yeah. Beto,
Unless
do you
you're
know
doing
about
like
that?
one of the homie was one of
Nah,
Nick's.
not really.
What's Nick's boys? Hold on a second. Excuse me. Full Nell. The way he set his up, one of Nick's guys, which
yeah.
we were building with. So he has his getting mined over in the ocean. I
He getting
believe.
bread off
I don't
of
want
it,
to.
too.
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak, but I feel like he's got it set up in like the sea, and then he puts back. And again, please don't quote me, but then I know. But then he's also puts part of it back into replanting and cleaning up the reefs in the ocean.
virtual or
No,
real?
for real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But that's dope because a
So-
lot of it was about saying
it's polluting.
the chain, right? The
Yo.
blockchain is polluting, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yo, maybe you got an idea. Yo, what
That's
if we
dope.
What if we try?
don't let that.
You can't give the whole
We're gonna have to
idea.
edit that
Hey,
out of
beep
the
that out.
podcast.
Beep
Don't
that out,
be giving these
Beto.
ideas away.
Cut it out
beep
right
that
after.
out, yo.
Cut it out right
$1
after
million
the idea.
Right.
Cut it
Just
out.
give it
right-
out for free.
That's
You was
like-
talking
Nah,
about
we ain't
it,
give it
I was
out.
like,
I just
yo,
stopped talking.
that's
Beat
good.
that
Yeah.
shit out, bro.
Yeah, we gotta take that out, but
No,
because
but
that's
for
a
real.
great idea.
Because somehow,
Seriously,
somebody-
that's a genius idea.
yeah.
genius
So
idea.
Full Nell does the his thing is I know it also gives back, but I believe it's mined in or on or around the ocean or water, which I believe keeps gas low. But
That's
then he
dope.
also, for a fact I know though, he also goes back and he brings people in to clean and plant the reefs. Because that was also big. Like he was explaining that, and that was the bigger part where I was like, "Oh, that's dope."
Yeah. Yo, let's talk about this Ye and Drake and Free Larry Hoover
It's
situation.
happening literally right now. It just started.
It started? Oh, snap.
It's 10:05 right now.
So
Everybody got quiet for 2 seconds, right?
They're like, yo, what am I missing?
Nah, man, I just saw
you
some
watching the
some
Beto?
depressing
I
Indiana
got it pulled
news.
up. I'm listening
can't
to
hear
you guys.
So let's talk about this Jay Prince
that
thing. All right.
that free Hoover.
Let's talk about the intervention by Jay Prince. Shout out Jay Prince. You saw they had to he kind of addressed that video and was like, "Nah, man, he wasn't." Remember, people
Your
were saying
lights
like
on.
it looked like he was like a hostage.
Wait, what are you talking about?
When
Oh,
Ye
with
put the
Ye
video
and,
out saying he was.
Oh, when he was kind of like, yeah. Aubrey, your light is on.
And they was like,
He was standing there like,
and they was like, yo, he made him say that.
Yeah.
So he was like, Jay Prince was like, nah, man, and he was kind of talking about the conversation. Basically, he said what he said to Ye. Ye was like, damn, man, nobody's like talk to me like that and put it in that perspective.
kind of sunned him probably.
Probably sunned him, yeah. I mean, Jay Prince, the OG. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when he speaks, you're going to listen. Like,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, like, you saw the video after that with Ye and with Ye and Drake, where they were like at a party or something,
Yeah,
and like in the video. I mean, it looked like they was like,
Wait, that was in Toronto.
yeah, it was at his crib, right?
That was the one that Trauma had posted that
was-
video.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Trauma. So what happened was, and that was not like the shade room grabbed Trauma's.
And reposted
They
it.
did. I saw that.
And then like all the articles were saying,
Dave
Dave
Chappelle's
Chappelle's DJ
yeah,
posted
yeah.
this, and
Yo, that motherfucker Drake is mad rich.
rich,
Yeah.
rich,
God damn.
rich.
Like, we know Ye is rich, right? But he's so rich that
Yeah,
you
it's
won't see
too,
it
but
no more.
yeah.
I mean, I think the
No,
impressive.
but Ye is so rich. He's like Steve Jobs rich. Like, he don't show it, right? Like he'll
He's got
flaunt.
black jeans and black t-shirt.
Yeah,
and,
he's
moon
so
boots on.
he's beyond rich.
So you can't
He
be
is
like, oh, what
dressing
is
like
that?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what it
basically like
is,
his
right?
version of
He's
Steve Jobs.
beyond
Yeah.
rich, he's wealthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Drake is like rich. Like that motherfucker show you be like,
I have.
nigga, I got a plane. I got a 747 designed by Virgil Abloh.
By Virgil.
Right.
Rest in peace, Virgil Abloh,
Yeah.
by the way.
Rest in peace. I think the other
Damn,
thing
that's crazy too. I mean, yeah, it does, but just to
A
rephrase it.
747.
Yeah.
Not a jet.
but think about how
A
impressive
747.
A whole fucking plane.
a whole plane.
Yeah, not
That's
a
what
not a
MC
not a
Hammer
not a
used to
PJ,
rent out.
not
Yeah.
a PJ. He
Not a
got an
private jet.
airliner.
Some
Like,
Elvis Presley shit.
yeah, he got like the gumball era.
Yeah,
you know?
Gumball Air.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing that's impressive about Drake is he's obviously making money off the music, but that's not necessarily where he making his like all of his bank, right? Like, because if you think about it, he's still signed to Young Money and Cash Money, right? I think this is
He's signed in Universal, right?
and Universal. So
he
What,
getting paid
you know what
from-
Pusha T told you?
Huh?
No, Pusha T
no,
said.
that's true though, right? I think he's on his
yeah,
last.
yeah.
I think he's basically.
He signed to one nigga.
that's
he
why
signed to
motherfucker-
one,
that's-
another nigga
hold
signed
on,
to
yeah,
another
I'm a-
nigga.
that was real shit.
I'm
though.
gonna
Yeah,
diverge
yeah.
real quick. Tony B, hold your idea. Please hold it. So, a lot of the conversation has been around Drake's last album, right? And him putting that album out, and then like pulling it from the he saw he pulled it from the Grammys.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
took his nod back. He's like, yo, take my album out of that.
but it's because it wasn't put in the album of the year contention. It was just put in the rap.
We don't know. But my thought is, if he's in the last year of his
Contract.
contract, it makes sense for him to be like, yo, fuck you. I'm not gonna give you my last year and you gonna give me this bullshit out. That album was bullshit, yo.
Yeah, that was a temper tantrum.
Yeah, I was
That's
and
a
I-
great way
You're not
to
gonna
put it.
nominate me. You know what? Pull my shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was totally wrong about that album because I thought it was gonna be better than Kanye's, but it was totally
We
not.
got you on tape saying that.
You got me on tape saying that. But it was definitely not. That was a terrible album. And he's saying, like, yo, give me my shit back. I'm not going to even be in this part. I'm backing out of the whole Grammys.
Yep.
That tells me he's definitely on the last year of his contract.
Yeah. This was his last.
He had to put another album out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, take this.
It's throwaway
It
shit.
It's throwaway shit.
it was his last album obligation.
Oh, well, shit. Oh, man, shit. Wait till Apple announces what they about to do with him.
Right.
Because
It's
where
gonna
else
be
he going to
crazy.
go? Like where else do you go, bro?
They already got OVO sound and Apple this and all this sound. And
There's a lot of ways he could go. He could be like the first, the first to do to have OVO on like as Apple's first artist or whatever. He could also probably get crazy bread from Jimmy.
Yo, that motherfucker could go to ESPN.
And right.
I'm just saying, like randomly, like he could just do something random.
Like
Like,
HBO Music.
when you got HBO Music, exactly at that level, bro.
Just start
like,
his own shit with another
at
platform.
that level, bro. Like, yo, he's out of control. Man.
Well, it's definite. Yeah, it will sell.
Yeah, it's gonna sell. And then also, I read something the other day, man, that said, I think it was from that cat Artemis Gordon on Instagram.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, is it better for him to do this or to keep grabbing accolades? So his point of view was that, like, it's better for him to pull out.
Just do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do, but, like, pull out and say, like, hey, I'm not the hottest cat right now. So then I got that gives you another 3 years of life. When you pull out and be like, hey, I'm not the hottest artist right now.
Get the spotlight off of me.
Yeah, give it to somebody else. Now I got another 3 years to run. Pull out. Now I got another year to run. 2. You know what I mean?
I mean, Drake is smart. I mean, he's damn near
definitely not
diabolical
slowing
when
down.
it comes to these chess moves, right? I mean,
he's the most successful ever, right? Hip-hop.
Basically.
yeah, like it's basically between him and Ye, but like the most recent years, Drake has been way killing it, right? Like
Drake been longer or no? About the same.
No, I think
Ye was 2002.
Yeah, but I think Drake
was like
has
2008,
more
2009,
streams.
2007 maybe.
Drake is more successful in the streaming digital world.
Yeah.
Ye may be more in the physical
album
world.
sales, like
album
actual physical,
sales
yeah.
shit.
Not, but the number ones, like Drake has a number one, like over like the Beatles and shit. Like,
Yeah, he didn't do all that shit.
Man.
Man, I think I did one of that cat's first shows.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. Picked up his mom.
You showed us a picture. It's on one of our. That motherfucker look crazy as hell. That motherfucker had on a polo.
Yeah. With some Timbs. I remember going to meet his mom in the front.
Look at God.
For real, going to meet his mom in the front and walking her in, and it was just like not saying she had no clue, but it was just like I was like, at the same time I was like, is this for real his mom, right?
Yeah.
It was just like a regular white lady.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a regular
Drake's
white
mom?
lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're Drake's mom. And she was like, should I come in? I was like, yeah. But it was just random mad regular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to think this is the same cat with like, oh, yeah, the most gazillion streams. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably the biggest artist of all time.
Yeah, definite top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless.
I think he mean, it may be he may be bigger than Mike Jack.
I mean,
so we've talked about
Mike
that
didn't
on
have,
here
I guess,
before.
not to shortchange him, Mike ain't had them opportunities though. I guess, right? Not to stick up for Mike, but
I don't know, bro.
I mean, but
Yeah, it's different.
it's
yeah,
different.
I think it's different.
I mean, the streaming.
I'm still gonna say Mike.
Imagine if Mike sold 25 gazillion in the physical.
Mike sold physicals.
So imagine if he was able to sell digital back then.
Mike was having fucking grown people pass
Fall
out. Like
Fall
not
out,
just
bro.
one.
Fall out.
Not just one, like
Grown
a
ass
whole
niggas
like whole
falling out.
rows. Like
Falling out.
falling out.
I get that, but I'm saying like
No, there's nothing bigger than Mike still.
I'm saying at their same like
It's not
At their peak?
it's not even in perspective.
at their trajectory, right? No matter what age they were, because Mike started when he was like what
3?
7,
Yeah.
But I guess Drake started when he was 10.
He was like 10.
Yeah. So like, who is here and who is here? I don't know.
It's Mike.
It's Mike
It's still
still.
Mike. Mike.
You think
So, Mike.
If Drake was staying at at London House or something and got out on the balcony, the whole city ain't gonna pull up out there.
That's true.
Yeah,
When Mike
that's a
would-
great
But
point.
that doesn't equal money though. I'm talking about
But
money.
it does.
It's
The
impact.
fandemonium
It's
and the impact around
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
And think about putting those endorsement deals Mike was getting back then in context, you know, with
That's like
inflation
saying
and
Jordan
everything now.
doesn't get paid as much as, I don't know, whoever,
Mike,
Luka Doncic or whoever right
yeah,
now.
the
Mike
biggest brands in the world,
basketball.
Pepsi.
well, hey, he got Pepsi. What's the name? Got what? Sprite.
Sprite.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
But Disney, I mean, remember Mike had like a whole.
Yo,
Mike
he
had a
had that
shit
weird
at
ass
Epcot
Disney.
Center.
Mike had his fucking
Yo, he
house
had
right at
Epcot
Epcot
Center.
what was the name of that
Yeah.
movie? Yo, that movie was terrible. What was it, the robot?
It was. What was that?
I
movie?
can't remember.
Moonwalker.
Right now.
Moonwalker. Yeah, that shit was terrible.
But he had a
Hold
whole
on,
thing
nigga.
at Disney World.
They had a video
bro.
game on IBM called Moonwalker.
That's what I mean.
Motherfucker
Yes.
was moonwalk out that motherfucker.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
That's
not
right.
even a comparison.
It's
I
not
mean,
a
it is, but
comparison.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
When remember when Mike popped up on the stage at the Super Bowl and that reaction? Drake
Right.
gonna get
People
like
started fading.
They started fading
bro,
again.
Drake gonna get
Adults.
half of that reaction. No disrespect
Half the
to
cats will
Drake.
be like,
bro.
ah.
Right. It's like, all right, yeah.
Drake again.
Yeah. All right, sing your song.
Mike ain't even put out an album for damn near 10 years and still sold out a world tour.
That's true.
When cats actually had to call Ticketmaster.
And had a
know what I'm
residency in
saying?
Vegas when he died, right? Like,
Right. Off a damn hologram, bro. Come on.
Drake gonna have that same thing.
You hope.
yeah, you're right. He'll have a
might.
he'll have a residence in
100% he
Vegas.
will.
Yeah. I mean, Adele just
Nah,
got
but
one, so Drake. I'm sure we're gonna do that soon. Like, but I'm
Yo.
just saying, Mike.
Real quick, who y'all think should have a residency in Vegas that we haven't talked about? Like, is there anybody that should have space that's at least a nice little concert run that's not there right
I
now?
feel like there's got to be a 90s R&B.
Boys the Men or
artist
somebody.
or something. Yeah.
So Pop.
Whitney. Or, I mean, not Whitney. Mariah.
This man said Whitney.
Mariah or something. No, Mariah had one.
No,
right?
Mariah did it for a minute.
Whitney has one, I think, right now.
Whitney's dead, bro.
No, I'm saying like,
Or post.
yeah, like
yeah,
post mortem or
Yeah.
whatever. it is.
Posthumous.
Posthumous.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who should be that person? Whitney has one now.
Maybe Boots the Man, I guess. Like
Who?
They
Boyz
ain't
the Man-
dead, bro.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to die to
But you
get
don't have
one.
to be dead. I mean,
Oh,
Adele was
yeah.
doing a residency next
Celine
year.
Dion was doing it.
Yeah.
Nah, they ain't like they have like the hologram.
No, it's real.
Oh no, like an actual
No,
residency.
I'm saying like the hologram joint. Like after you're dead and gone.
Oh, I don't want to see the hologram.
No, man.
joint.
The hologram shit's whack. Not whack, but you want to see the real thing.
I don't like the hologram play. You like
If they're
that?
dead already,
Yeah.
like what do you got?
Yeah,
Like the
who
Pocket
you got? If
Coachella?
that's- So should Teddy Pendergrass have a?
A hologram?
Mike, he already got one. Barry White, who
I mean,
A
a hologram? Teddy Pendergrass hologram?
a Teddy Pendergrass hologram be dope at the motherfucking.
Vegas.
Yeah, man.
No.
I mean, a few of them could be dope. I mean, a Barry White
Maybe,
hologram could be dope.
I think the Teddy P one would be dope on the south side of Chicago at that casino. That motherfuckers would love that.
At the
shit.
horseshoe.
At the horseshoe casino.
That might work. That might
Yo,
work.
All right, not to switch it to a more difficult subject, but I think we gotta. While we're talking about these hip hop artists, we gotta also talk about these cats are dying at an alarming rate and dying violently as shit, or from overdoses or shootings, and young Dolph in his hometown, R.I.P. Young Dolph, and Preston was friends and family. I mean, to get shot when you pulling up at a place that you frequent, but you was home for a
Like
window
for a
of time.
coat drive or some shit or something.
Yeah,
Wasn't it a
you know,
Thanksgiving drive or something crazy?
Yeah, and I mean that dude
At
was
the candy store or some shit. Cookie, the
it was
bakery.
a cookie shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
cookie shop. And I mean that dude, like they said, like all the stuff he did to give back to Memphis, and like you said, he was there for that. I mean, what do you think that says about like you can't? Do you think like once you hit a certain level of success? I mean, we saw this with Nipsey. Once you hit even though Nipsey never left, but once you hit a certain level of success, do you have to like be like you can't go back to your hometown like that? Like, I mean, because these people are dying in their hometowns. I mean, you should not be. You should be a king in your hometown, right? Like,
Yeah, but then they shoot, not them, but then the same thing, they shot up like Yo Gotti's mom's house or somebody right after
that because of the beef.
Yeah. I mean, not saying he did or didn't have anything, but to the whole thing. Nobody's safe, right?
Nobody's safe, man. Nobody's safe. And I mean, y'all saw the video. I mean, it was obviously a hit. Like they pulled up
And got him.
in broad daylight. Yeah.
I think it's easier for no disrespect to Rex and Beto. I think it's easier for me and you to answer, Tony. And the only reason I say that is because we moved here to get successful.
That's true.
So we always got to go home,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Like
That's true.
this is Rex's house. this is Beto's house.
That's true.
And you know, like I know, probably
We also got to show and prove.
yeah, but it's different, bro. Like we got to go home at some point. You guys are home. You know what I mean? Like this will always be my home, but this is not my home.
Nah,
This
we
is
gonna
not
go
Tony
back.
B's
Yeah.
home.
And we always gonna go back.
We
When
always
you go
gotta go
back,
back.
you got them eyes on you because people know.
That's my point.
Once you move out, everyone knows what you. Before social media, you know what I'm saying? Like once you move out, like everyone's talking about it. Like you have people that are rooting for you because they knew you there, they knew your backstory, they knew what you were trying to do. So like it's like a success story for your town, right? But there's a lot of people that's hate, like
Waiting for your downfall.
it's hate. Like you come back and they're like, Aubrey, you back now? You big?
The eyes
I
on
think
me.
what I do is when I go home, I overcompensate a little bit. Like when I was younger, like when I started, doing pretty well for myself, I would go to the bar and buy like all
buy
my
out the
guys
wild,
drinks and.
Yeah.
Like y'all ain't y'all
got
ain't
it.
never
Don't
like
worry
buy
about it.
the
I
we
got
ain't
it.
never got the back room at the strip club. Oh, we about to do that
got it.
tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
So then what ends up happening is then you start getting calls like, yo, man, you gotta relax, bro. Like from the motherfuckers that's close to you, like, yo, motherfuckers is looking at you, bro. Like, you look like meatloaf in this motherfucker right now. Like,
Yeah.
so you gotta be really careful about the people you hang around. You gotta make sure when you go home, it's those folks that you love.
And it's genuine love, like
Genuine love, and that you not even necessarily that you grew up with, bro. It has to be a genuine love because if you go somewhere and you become a sitting duck, them cats will get you, man.
They'll eat
they'll
you.
get you.
They'll get you in a heartbeat, man. So
I mean, like,
it's hard.
Because you're a target.
You're a target. I mean, that's facts. Like because the fucked up thing about that is we going back to do that, especially right when we start getting that money and
And you want them to be involved.
Yeah,
bro. Like I want to show you what I done been through. I want
Yes.
to show y'all what I've been doing the last couple of months. So I'm gonna show y'all, but they don't
Come
even
enjoy this, right?
They don't be
Yeah.
ready for that though.
They don't be ready for it, and I should
This
tell
nigga
people
trying
all
to
the
show
time.
he better than us.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is, Rex.
Yeah,
That's what in their
and
mind,
they'll
that's what they
literally say
thinking.
that.
Yeah.
You think you better than us.
He thinking he better than us.
But Rex, even like when I first linked with y'all and we start moving around, we were in, like doing events and having parties and shit. There'll be people, we'd always have like the homies come through or whatever, right? Like you want people to be involved in those experiences. So like we doing an event with, Cube or whatever. It's like, yo, come through if we in Atlanta or we in Baltimore or wherever, New York. There's certain times there are certain people that you can't bring into those situations because you know how they'll act and they might be out of control and maybe do too much and everything. And then that makes it even worse because then they're like, oh, why don't you ever have me come to these events? And then you gotta have that conversation.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that, man. Like,
Yeah, I had a situation, man, years ago when I was doing that stuff I was saying about with Dre, right? So I felt like I had an end. I might be able to get Nitty. I felt like I might be able to get one of my guys a listen or a look. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to LA to go shoot this second commercial with Dre. And Nitty came, but so did all my other niggas from Def Town. It's called DEF Town. Shout out Def Town. So we all went. It was probably like 10 niggas staying in 2 hotel rooms. I had my own boy, but all the motherfuckers was in 2 hotel rooms.
see that disclaimer?
Disclaimer. But then the next day, I wake up early, and you gotta, if you meeting with Dre or somebody, like, you gotta be there at 7 a.m. on the fucking dot. You gotta be there. He gonna be there. So I wake Nitty up. All the motherfuckers is still high, smoke, whatever they was doing. So I get there and me and Nitty go. I have to leave Nitty in the car because I can't bring nobody in the Dre studio except myself. So I go in, I'm like, yo, Dre, like, take a listen to this, see what you think. Oh, man, I like this chorus, man. This chorus is dope as fuck. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I leave, and then we go about our business, right? So as soon as we get back to the hotel, all them niggas was like, yo, man, they call me Knowledge. Knowledge, you full of shit, man. You on some bullshit, man.
You ain't taking
Niggas
some
that came
Dre.
way out here and go holler at Dre and woo. Nigga, you on some bullshit. You a shade tree. Like, nigga, what the fuck is you niggas talking about?
Right.
Me and this nigga was up at 5:30 this morning to leave at 6:30 to get there at 7. Like, but you just gotta be careful,
Perception
man.
of the cats. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perception, man, because they don't even realize that I have a very limited access to Dre's at that time, to Dre's life. I may have 0.5% of his day.
Yeah.
And in that 0.5, I got a certain amount of time to sell something.
I need to deliver certain things.
So you gotta
yeah,
prioritize
I mean,
what you gonna sell.
Besides the Coors Light commercial, right? Like, so part of that is the Coors Light commercial. The other 0.1% is like, hey, take a listen to my nigga right quick.
Yeah.
And he can't even come in. He in the car waiting on me outside of Dre's. You know what I mean? So, so when you get to a certain point in life, if you can't bring everybody with you, leave them. That's my point of view, man. You have to.
You have to.
You have to separate yourself, man. Otherwise, you setting yourself up. You go make it first. Get into a position where you can bring them in as you want, but don't bring them as you're growing into your greatness. It's hard to bring motherfuckers along into your greatness, man. You got to get there first, and then you can bring motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because if they see you growing that way, you a sitting duck, bro.
And that shit sucks, right? Because like
Sucks.
when you trying to get yourself established, that's got to be the goal because that's how you can bring everybody with
That's
you,
right.
right? You can't, like you said, you can't bring them while you're trying to get there.
Nah.
Then it's like,
Get in the way.
who are all these cats?
Everybody
like,
in the way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. So have you ever been in a situation where you grew up with your mans and then you came up to a point where you're like, man, I gotta cut you out?
several, man. Like, there's people that I thought I would never, that I would be, brothers to my dying day.
Right.
And it's still, to me, it's still all love, but we just can't.
You just know different strokes, not different strokes. You got to know and where.
Yeah. Like, you got to cut, like you said, Aubrey, you got to cut people off at some point. Like, that's just the sad reality of this shit, man.
And it's worse when it's family, too.
Yeah, that's been the hardest thing for me, man. Like, I feel like everybody that was, years ago, this is 10, 15 years ago, I feel like everybody in my circle should move with me.
Right.
And I felt obligated to that.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I realized that everybody's not prepared for.
Everybody ain't built for that.
Everybody ain't built for that.
No.
And the same thing I always tell people. I tell people this all the time. Like, if you ever happen to, 5-10 years ago, if you ever happen to have a chance to go out with Rex Cruz, you will get into something that you never expected to be in.
Facts.
Because you didn't know you could be in that environment. So Rex Cruz is the master of,
Facts.
I don't want to say backstage because it's not backstage. It's more of like access.
It's all access.
It's
Making moves.
It's making moves,
Chameleon
but it's in a
then.
way that you look at your guy and you like, holy shit, he just made this work. Like, how did we just skip 300 people in line and go in for free
With 14 other people.
with 14 other people?
Now you're in the green room.
And
Now we on
then
stage
we
with
get
Kanye.
access to the green room. Or we now access to the green room. Now we got free drinks. Now we also gonna go on stage with the person and like you can't explain that to the cats we grew up with. They don't get that. That's putting lions to goddamn you putting lions to like raw meat. Like where we all grew up. Like you can't just introduce certain
You can't
motherfuckers
have
to
that.
people.
You can't. Just,
At all.
You can't bring those kind of people around that situation.
we wouldn't even know how to respond or act.
No,
Yeah.
man.
Not,
They
not
don't-
being
they don't
disrespectful,
know.
but yeah.
No,
That's
not
it right there,
disrespectful.
Rex. Like they
Yeah.
they wouldn't know how to respond or act, and then it puts you in a weird.
it may cut you off.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the problem. It may cut you off from that whole thing you got going because of one
That one,
'Cause one
goofy-
that
person-
one goofy
Yeah.
that makes that wrong step.
100%.
Yes.
All it takes is one step, dog, and you cut.
And it's done.
It's
It's
a wrap.
done. And that's how we gotta be. You know what I mean? Like, you make that one goofy ass move, bro. Like,
Can't do it.
yeah, and like
But
what?
now, let me ask you this. Let's say when you were rocking with your mans and he was goofy as hell, and you were goofy with him, and now you're in this situation where like I can't be that guy like we were then, and you're now acting different.
Bro, you guys can't bring them.
But that's an evolution, right? That's growth, right?
Well, if I understand what you're saying, is can I go back home, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Because I started there.
Yeah.
So they already know who I am, but they also looking at me like raw food. You know what I mean? So I can always go back, and I can sit in a room with motherfuckers that's doing whatever they doing. Like that's not a question, because I'm not a threat. You see what I'm saying? Like, when I bring them somewhere else, I got something to lose. When I come back, they ain't got nothing to lose because I didn't been here before.
We
so
back
it's not
home.
Like,
yeah.
I'm back at the crib, so it's not like I'm losing anything. So I think it's more dangerous for us to bring people around, folks that have a
into
certain
the other space,
Yes.
limited environment.
Yeah,
if that's a word.
like people that are protected by a lot of people, and they're PR people and all. And if I bring them up, man, if I took a motherfucker from Milwaukee, like I tried to take him to go meet Ice Cube. If I would have took that motherfucker over there to go over there, man, that motherfucker might have
wanted to rob that nigga or something.
Man, rob the nigga or be on some
Y'all
Vice
my
Lord
hood?
shit
Yeah.
or some GD shit. Like, I can't take that motherfucker around. I got too much to lose on that. But if he take me around the biggest pimp in Milwaukee,
you know how to be appropriate
I
around that.
know how to act around the
Yeah,
biggest pimp
yeah.
in Milwaukee. So it's a different scenario.
Man, that's it. It's a different scenario, man. Like, I don't know.
Because this pimp ain't gonna get me he ain't gonna get our family no money. But if I do the right situation, hypothetically with
around in these spaces.
Dale the
With
Homo
Dre,
sapien, I'm just making that up, right?
Yeah.
If I get around a situation, I can fuck with Dale, and all of a sudden, I can have all of us eat. Ain't no pimp gonna help all of us eat unless we ready to get into that business, and ain't nobody trying to get in that business.
No.
So it's a different scenario. Like when one of us win, we all need to like be the wind beneath they fucking wings.
Yeah, to keep pushing forward.
Yeah,
pushing
like,
the sail up.
Everybody just keep pushing that
Keep pushing the
motherfucker
sail up.
because then everybody gonna eat. But if you trying to get me to go down and hang out with some pimps and some niggas that's selling crack and heroin or whatever it is,
Spinning me
like
backwards.
yeah, you pushing me down. Like ain't none of us gonna eat. You know, because I mean, how many times like and knock on wood, and but how many times have we had motherfuckers that come to us to be like, yo, hey, give me 20,000. I'm gonna throw this in the little game real quick, and I'm gonna bring you back to whoop de whoop.
Right.
We all been in that situation, but we ain't never been dumb enough to be like,
Be like, yeah, let's go.
we ain't gonna take
Try
that,
that.
man. Like that shit has always been in our face, bro. Like
Always.
always been in our face. Like, hey, you got this amount of money, man? Just give it to me. I'm gonna go flip this woo woo woo.
Right.
Man, come on, stop playing, man. We too educated and too smart and too wise for that. We ain't gonna take them games, bro.
100%, man. 100%. I mean, I think the other
Leon
thing, too, is like these cats also think, like, because we move in certain spaces with certain people, it's always that ask, like, oh, man, you with such and such, you know what I can do, put me on. Put me on.
Right.
And it's like, man, like, yo, man,
Nah, ain't no put me on.
yeah, man, if we ought to say, our homies from back in the crib, most of us are the same age, so it's like, yo, man, like, what do you mean put you on at this point? Like, who put us on?
What are
You
you
know what I'm
doing?
saying?
Right.
Like, so. Well,
'Cause you
speaking of
said-
Ye,
I'll go ahead.
all right, we obviously got to talk about Virgil, R.I.P. Virgil. Very unexpected, for the public.
For the
Obviously it was inner circle. They knew, but
definite.
41, man.
Yeah.
That's young, and
Yeah.
cancer, that is hitting close to home, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Timbuktu. Cancer,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan just beat cancer today
did he really?
for the second time. But just
Salute.
like you said,
Salute.
yeah. I mean, not even being joking, just because I was just looking at it earlier. He was just talking about it.
Beat it.
So, yeah.
Damn,
100%.
that's what's up. That's what's up. But you've got to love to hear them beat it stories,
Yeah.
because shit,
There's a
man,
lot more that aren't able to
yeah, man.
beat it.
Yeah,
Yo,
'cause-
41 is that's mad young. How old are you, Tony?
bro, Virgil was 3 months younger than me. I'm 41 also.
Yo, that's so young.
And you figure how much he still had
Hey,
ahead.
tell, I'm gonna need you to edit
how
my
much
age
he,
out.
He didn't
how
even,
much he even did.
I mean, that we didn't even, not even saying like, I mean, yeah, no, it's just
How
some of the
much he
stuff that he
did,
had
though, bro,
coming.
like-
He did a lot, but still looking how bright, and not to make it sound cliche, but how bright his future still was, right? Because I mean, even just, yeah, it's just a lot he still had cooking.
Like, so that's a good question because I heard Joe Budden them talk about it today. Do you celebrate where he could have went, or do you celebrate how much he did?
I think you celebrate what he did because
I agree.
time is when you think about life, life is obviously the most precious gift we have, right?
The present.
The present, right? But time, what I've come to realize over the last few years is time is the most valuable currency and is the greatest gift we have within this life, right? Because time gives us the ability to do whatever we want to do with that time. It gives us the ability
And you can never get more.
you can never get more. So like once it's gone, right? Like, and I think what Virgil
Now it's
did,
done.
yeah. So with the pandemic and everything, like I used to sit there and think sometimes when you're sitting home by yourself and you're like, man, you think about how much time you might have wasted, like in moments you might have missed or whatever. Virgil, I think, was a flip of that. Like,
Give me it all. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it all.
he maximized that time, and part of that might have been like once he found out his diagnosis, knowing like I
Now
gotta,
maybe it made more sense, right?
yeah, but I think like what he did within that time frame
Yeah, that time frame is nuts, bro.
to go from like Rex. You remember when we was at South by Southwest like 10 years ago, and everybody was rocking like the Pyrex and Off-White shit. To go from that cultural phenomenon to being the head of menswear
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Louis
yeah.
Vuitton,
Global.
I mean,
Global.
that's
Yeah, like
Nuts.
unheard of shit.
unheard of. I
That's
mean,
nuts.
I mean, yeah, the trajectory that he, or the levels that he upped, that fast.
kept going, fast tracked it, stayed true to his vision, who he was. And like I know a lot of people were talking about this. I mean, we were talking about it on the text thread too about how like after he passed away, there was some kind of like things that were perceived as like clout chasing around his passing, right? Like there were people talking about like sharing the text messages and the DMs and everything, which like with his homies in his inner circle,
I mean, there's certain parts of it
that's
that
one
are fine.
thing. Like
Yeah.
that's like your family
This is what we're
showing
talking about.
how great
Yeah.
of a guy, like how genuine this person was, like. And try to showcase to that world. Like there were other people that might have been like doing it for
Let me
clout,
just post
right?
this, yeah, because he put a heart up after, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I was looking at some of those messages, and man, like that dude was really a genuine. Like everyone kept saying, like this was the nicest, like most genuinely nicest guy, and like it really came across on those texts. Like everything was motivational, and like
Right.
you're the future, and
Right.
you're so important to the culture. This is the guy that's arguably the most important to a lot of cultures, telling
Yep.
people that, right? So
Yeah.
And
I
he
agree.
celebrated all his guys. Not even just like but to your point, like the people,
he celebrated all his guys, and I think that maybe that's how we round this out, like collectives, right? Like that is what was really stand out to me is that collective. Like they kicked in the door, but then everyone that came in the door behind them
got a lane.
had a lane, and
Well, they
they
had a
kicked
lane
the
and
doors
they
open
kept
for
it-
other
yeah.
people, right? Like Don, Jerry, Virgil, all of them cats,
Woody,
right?
yeah.
Woody, Ivan, all them cats, right? Like, so I think that, and they never lost that that connection, right? Like we came in this shit together. Like you look at that picture, like from Fashion Week in 2009 that South Park made fun of, did a
But,
fish stick
yeah,
episode
yeah.
and shit, right?
It's
Like,
all the same guys, right?
Yeah.
What's funny, man, is that when I saw it happen, I had assumed that people like Don or
Woody,
Woody
Ivan, yeah.
would have said something, and they ain't say shit. And if something, knock on wood, ever happened to me, like I don't want y'all to post none of
Nah,
my
that's what I
shit,
need,
my
yeah.
nigga.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I know y'all don't want me to do that either. So like, don't post my shit, man. Like, deal with the love we had
Yeah.
as family.
Facts.
And then when you ready, then do what you gonna do with it. But don't post none of our shit. This is, you know what I mean? Like, take care of my daughter, my nigga. Take care of my son. Help that. Help that.
Man.
Don't be like, he sent me this message about doing woo woo woo. Like, come on, man. Like, I think that's the most important thing. When you love people to life, when you love people to life, man, then you help them extend their life after they're gone. You don't have to like, don't celebrate. Don't
highlight it out.
Don't celebrate my mourning, my nigga. Like,
Yeah. And something like you said, those messages sometimes too. I think Rex, you posted something about this like that. I sent that DM to you, right? Like,
yeah,
so it's like
that's for you, bro.
yeah, like if you wanted it out there, you would have posted
retweeted it then.
right? Like you would have put it out there publicly. So like, there's certain things that what did Pusha T say? This thing of ours, like some shit like is meant to be this thing of ours,
That's
right?
a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And there's certain context, I get it, you know what I mean, and that, but just like for the most part, yeah, that's definite. That's between you and I.
Yeah. So let's close this out
you
real
and
quick.
I.
We
T.Y.
talk about,
You and
like
I.
Virgil obviously inspired, like, his network. He inspired his generation and the next generation, right? Like, I think we're gonna see Virgil's impact and influence for several.
years.
And who knows the stuff that he was in the mix of that are still going to come out.
Yeah,
The shit he was doing with
Blueprints that he left.
with Mercedes and
Yeah, I mean,
the
that's just
Maybachs
one
and
right
everything.
there. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
blueprints like that he's left prototypes where it's like, all right,
And
this is
y'all
what it's about to
listening.
be.
Yes.
Y'all listening, check out the Virgil Abloh Harvard Institute speech.
The speech, yes,
Yeah, that's fantastic. So
yes,
I'll check that
yes.
out. But yeah.
So I think like with him, like what we saw was everybody talking about the inspiration. Aubrey, if you had to pinpoint somebody that was that person for you, who was that?
It's gonna be artistic. I'm only gonna talk artistically. Charlie Palmer, Killer Mike, Fahamu Piku, and did I say Carol Williams?
No.
And Carol Williams. Those are the four. Not for any particular reason, but just independence and black ownership. And that's who influences me right now. We can get to a deeper conversation. There's probably 20 more, but Charlie Palmer, Fahamu Piku, Killer Mike, Carol Williams.
Okay, Rex, who would you say has it inspired you or influenced you to get to where you at right now?
Man, I really not.
But
I
keep
mean,
going.
really for me, I mean, it's pretty simple. It was just my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad and then my parents kind of, and I kind of immediately around that. I mean, there's others as it kind of, like got older, but that was always like for me the voice in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless if I was doing this or if I was sanitation engineer or whatever it was, but that was always the voice.
The voice.
Yeah.
The voice.
Back of your head.
Yeah. To seeing, and not to get, and like you said, because I know we're limited on time, but just for me, it was just like not to let the sacrifice go to waste.
Right.
Because I mean, I saw that,
The sacrifice. Like
yeah.
Seeing that, especially as you get older,
Like,
it make you respect that shit even
Yeah.
more. Like you see it when you're growing up, but once like you get to the point where like you're a father, you have a family, you're thinking back to this like, damn man, what they sacrificed to get you
to
here.
hear. But even
and how
as
successful
in the
you were.
process of it, though, even like in the real time aspect of seeing it, like like I could just be chilling, but like damn, I could be chilling, but I see this man is doing this.
He's keeping on going.
He's doing this. So if he's doing this, I know I
Why
can't
am I-
be. I gotta
yeah.
be doing this.
Yeah.
Or at least I can try to do this. You know what I mean? So it's more like that.
I want to
Beto.
ask
Beto.
Beto real quick. Beto,
Yo,
You sleeping? You watching that Yay?
Yo, they about to
Yo,
start.
that shit ain't even on yet.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yo, they about to start towing our
Yeah, they will
cars. And
start
like,
Okay,
snatching
Beto, real quick. Who's your inspiration or who's influenced you?
And we definitely will do the continuation.
Yeah,
of it.
we'll
Oh, man, I
elaborate
mean,
on
I got
this,
so many, but you know what? It's really all gonna come down to both my parents. Coming to the country, not knowing a lick of fucking English, working their ass off. My pop's just like a grounded dude, just a straight shooter, you know. And then my mom, just learning the ins and out of the culinary world just inspired me truly, just to literally be the best person I could be, and strive for more. Is gonna be my parents. Hands down.
Word.
I feel that. I'm going to echo those sentiments from you with Rex. You know, like Aubrey said, we could go on for days about this shit.
Oh, we're
name
going to
like
go
30
on.
people.
No,
Next
we will
episode.
come back for it.
But yeah, I gotta say, foundationally, it's my family. You know, my parents. Like Rex said, and Beto was saying about like that. You know, the immigrant story, the being new in a country and trying to figure it out while you support a family. I mean, I can't even fathom how you make those plays work. And my grandmothers, you know, I unfortunately didn't know my grandfathers. They passed away before any of their grandkids were born. But my grandmothers, they both, you know, came over here fresh out of, you know, Sri Lanka and made it happen. My grandmother came over here. Her husband died. She had a 10-year-old son. And she made it work. So I think, you know, to me, that what I got from all four of the people I just mentioned, my parents and my grandmothers and my grandfathers, like, don't quit. Like, there's no quitting
Right.
in what we do in our name. Like, you know, so that, I think, you know, definitely it's a family. It starts with a family. Starts with a family.
That's what's
Nah,
up,
that's
man.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about ramen noodles? When was the first time you tried ramen noodles?
Sidebar, you know, Jackfruit
in the
is originally
80s.
from Sri Lanka. You know, Jackfruit is
Jackfruit
from Sri
is
Lanka.
terrible, yo.
It's from Sri Lanka.
It is from
originally.
Sri Lanka. Yeah.
If you had,
Aubrey, you like that
if
shit.
you had
What
one,
talking
if you had
about?
Yo,
one
that shit
shot,
tastes like
if you had one
sour-ass
shot real quick to
chicken.
save your life, and you needed somebody had to shoot a 3-pointer, who you want to shoot it?
If you have what?
What?
You could get one shot to save your life, and you got to have one of these 3-point greats shoot it. Who's the shooter you want to shoot?
I think we
Nick?
all got the same
Reggie.
answer.
See,
This fool right here.
Beto.
It was fucking goofy.
The greatest shooter of all time.
Steve Kerr.
See,
Ooh.
Beto. I mean,
We know who
Aubrey.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
Stephen
say.
Curry.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Giannis. No.
Stephen Curry.
Damn. Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier. I was Ray
Who you
Allen.
got?
I think maybe Ray Allen.
Yeah, I'm taking
right.
Steph Curry.
You know what?
No question.
'Cause I saw
So
Ray
good.
Allen put that dagger in that Spurs
Yo,
right there. I was like,
I love Jesus Shuttleworths, but yo, man, come on, man.
I think it's all about I figured Tony was gonna say, you know, obviously Reggie.
He gonna say
Yeah.
some bullshit. Reggie,
No,
but-
no,
It's
not bullshit. It's definitely
ask,
not.
Ask Ray Allen and Steph Curry who influenced them. They'll say Reggie
Reggie
Miller.
It's
Miller's
not about
probably-
influence. It's
No,
about
but-
who's gonna save your life at that last shot.
Reggie Miller's probably
Reggie.
the most deadliest
In the
one.
Garden,
I
I'll take
think.
Reggie.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
All right, that's what you think.
And
Look
then
at the
Larry-
stats.
and then Larry
Look at the
Bird.
stats,
Who did you
bro.
say?
Look at the
I said
stats.
Ray Allen.
Right.
Look at the stats.
And I think probably Larry Bird.
Yo, this nigga Steph Curry shoot from where people walk into the
Yeah,
stadium,
you're right.
bro.
You're right.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
No, you're
man.
right.
All right,
But still.
we're gonna continue this conversation next week.
And on that,
all right,
Them
love.
performative shots, man. We talking about shots in the Garden, bro. We talking about in the Garden.
All right, love is love. I'll holler at
See
y'all
how-
Shout out
see how I
Reggie
got-
Miller.
see how I got it stirred up
greatest
real
of all
quick?
time. Yo, we out. Yo, you've been rocking with Three Sides to a Story. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast, on Twitter. Subscribe, tune in, and turn up on all podcast platforms.